Hello everyone, I'm Gary Russen. Welcome to a brand new addition to the GJRB family and the GJRB family of Gary Russen programs. This is the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra.
All you gotta do is go to Gary.Russen on Skype, or just chat with Gary Russen with the GJRB Speaker Public site by clicking the balloon icon on the GJRB widget. And now, the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra.
On GJRB.
Hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world on a Saturday afternoon. Welcome to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And we're broadcasting across America on Spreaker, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R, Spreaker, the great radio platform that makes any ordinary person into a radio personality. We got a lot of really good stuff coming up today. Hope you'll stay with me. I'm going to be spreading this show around and about here, and hoping that maybe perhaps we'll have some call-in guests. Normally do this show for Ben Oceman, who's a good friend of mine from Pittsburgh. He's a follower here of mine on Spreaker, and also on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and hoping that he'll be calling in today. We're going to try to get him in the second hour of the program, so be aware of that. Got a lot of really good things coming up, so we're going to be talking. What a great, what an interesting week indeed. Big cold, still kind of overcast, kind of dark and dismal, but I think it's going to improve. It's raining outside our Spreaker studios right now. We have rain, and it looks like it's going to rain for the rest of the day. I haven't looked at the radar yet today. Usually kind of check in with our people at the Weather Nation, which I'll probably do a little later on. But as for now, I will take a look at the weather on the 5s at around 3:25 and see what's cooking. Well, I guess the news just keeps on going with Cohen, the president's one of the president's men's in jail, and it looks like it appears he's going to be in there for the rest of his life. And you know, you have to wonder though about this. Okay, he conspired with Trump. Whatever he did, he lied, yes. But I don't know. I just don't want it at a prison term where he has to be behind freaking bars. I just don't see where he's a danger to him and anybody else. He didn't do anybody else any harm. Why can't he just be a prisoner in his own home? You know, remember like they did with Martha Stewart? Remember that? When she was convicted, she didn't go to jail. She was prisoner in her home. She had an ankle bracelet, the whole works. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Why can't they just do that instead of having this guy in prison, rotting away? I mean, what good does it do to put this man in prison when maybe all he really did was commit a few little crimes, you know? I mean, really, it just does somehow kind of doesn't make sense to me. I'm having a problem with this. So what do you think? So your opinion is always welcome here this afternoon, the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. We're going to open up the lines. Today is Saturday. Of course, this is like a Friday show, freestyle. I just don't have any log, don't have any rundown, don't have anything. I just do this show off the fly. And I just leave it open phones. Now, what I'm going to do, of course, you know how to get into the program. Very simple. I have my Facebook opened. I have my, let's see, I got my Facebook page opened, right? Got it opened to the page I want to go to. I have, let's see, what else do I have here? I have, I'm going to pull up my Skype. That's what I'm going to do. Pull up my Skype. Show availability online. You contact me there. Gary.Russen on Skype. If you're listening on Twitter, you can do that. You can listen live on Twitter. All you do is go to my GJRB Twitter page and just click on the Twitter. You'll see it. I am the Radio Maniac. When you go into the Twitter page, you'll see the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra widget pop up there. And when you do, you'll see the little station, my station's little emblem there, the Antique Radio. All you do is just see that, you'll click it, and it'll open up a widget, and it will show, you can listen live right there. Now, you can't scroll. Excuse me. You can't scroll. You can't scroll through Twitter while you're listening, though. You can't do that. If you want to scroll through Twitter while listening, you have to pretty much go into Spreaker. Click the thing and click the icon there where it has my chat room. Just click that. It'll take you right into Spreaker public site. You can listen right there and hit the play button. Get out. Just refresh your Twitter on the browser. And you can listen right on Spreaker. And, of course, you can always leave me a message there as you're on with me, as you're listening to the show. And talk to me in the chat room. It's available there. And you can listen to the show and, scroll to your heart's delight. I'll be in the Twitter page here in a little bit, showing that I'm available now on Skype. That's Gary.Russen on Skype. Facebook users can go in and just get into the where the icon is posted. And I'll post all over the place, too, throughout the show. And leave little messages that let you know that I'm on live, because otherwise I don't get much listeners. And, of course, along with that, I play some music to break the monotony. Yesterday, by the way, I did like the radio, television, and movie classics. I had a great time with that show yesterday. Got a lot in, but didn't get the defunct commercials for defunct products in, and I had to forfeit the TV guide pages because I couldn't find the one I was looking for. And and of course, I didn't get to Americana, which was and is no more, and a few other things I think I forgot. But those will be on the next show. So, and of course, I did get the mystery trivia questions and detective shows of the 1950s, and you can answer those anytime. I hope you listen to that podcast. It was a good show. Well, why do I drink Coca-Cola when I'm on the air? And then I belch on the air and it doesn't sound right. If you hear me go like this, that means I'm belching or coughing, either one of the two. So I have to turn my mic down. Anyway, hope you have a great. Hope you stick around all day. I got a lot of really good stuff coming up between 3 and 6 p.m. on my Saturday edition, and you can just call in and be on the show, or do that through my Skype and Gary.Russen. And, of course, you can also contact me on my Facebook page. Dial me in and put me on. You'll be on the air. So that's how that all works. So we have a good time this afternoon. I hope that we get Ben in there coming up. And if he calls early, what we'll do is I will I'll have him kind of say hi to him, greetings, and call him momentarily. And then I'll have him call back in the second hour, which I think would be a better idea if he calls in the second hour. But if he calls early, that's cool too. Otherwise, I'm just going to go into some news and do that. And of course, I'm going to go into all my my pages and pull up news. Now, that's my countdown timer. I was doing laundry today, so I need my countdown timer. I had time to dryer, and I got that dryer and I washed it down to a pat at about an hour and 40 minutes, combined with the dryer 2 hours and 40 minutes. So it's like it takes forever to get laundry done around here. It does, and it just it's just crazy. So we'll talk about that. Also coming up, we'll take a look. We'll do a scroll through social media for additional news stories, and talk a lot about different stuff until Ben calls the program. So we're going to go into my news page now. Usually what I do here is go into my news page. Local Clinton news, sports. We'll get into sports later on too. Big contracts going on in Major League Baseball. We're going to talk about that. Oh yeah, speaking of baseball, speaking of sports, the Gary Russen program, the sports page is going to come back. I'm working on getting the sports page relaunched. We've been off the air for some time now. That's going to be a nice show where I'm going to count my seasons and count the episodes because I didn't know it because I haven't had that show on forever. I think the last time I did a sports page, it was football season. So it's time for the resurgence of the resurrection of sports page. It's just, I just didn't get anything in there. But, that's how that goes. It's just I got so many shows, and sometimes some shows fall by the wayside and for some reason don't get back on the air. So, that's one of those things that happen here. We just don't get, that done. So, I'm going to kind of ramble through some of these pages here. It doesn't look like I'm going to go to my main Facebook page and also open up my Twitter page as well for some news because I really don't see any really big, exciting news going on. Some of my sources and some of my interesting news stories are of opinion based anyhow that we're going to talk about. And so I thought, why don't we just do this? Let's just start by doing a scroll through social media. So I'm going to go into my Best of Gary Russen program page and pull up my little thing I call that. Where's that at? It's here somewhere. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. And here it is.
Now, scroll through social media.
Yeah, that means that we go through Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, all the social sites that have news. Mainly Facebook, Twitter. I go into Convo. Of course, I just started Convo here not too long ago, so really didn't know that much on there except for what interesting things that Caramel Conservative posts. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Kind of going down the page a little bit, see what other interesting stories are going on in the news today. I had one, and I thought I saved the story, but I don't know. It's about Cinco Casio Cortez. Yeah, she's not too happy because the media is picking on her. Oh, poor baby. Yeah, she's not happy. She's not happy at all because the media is tearing her apart. Oh, yeah, what a shame. Well, yeah, look, she tore us apart. She come up with all this garbage about shouldn't have babies, no children because this affects the global warming. So I don't know where she got that theory from. It's just really. I mean, where did she get that stupid theory from? I'd be asking Ben that if he calls. I don't get the connection. Maybe I'm the one with the rocks in my head. But anyway, she's not happy at all. So we're gonna kind of get into that one, and I thought there was a really good comment on here, and we got some birthdays to celebrate too. one of our fellow podcasters and a good friend of GJRB Online. He's on every Tuesday night at 8:30 Central Time. Yes, Ed Delgado. And I'm hoping that he gets on with us today so that I can wish him a live on air happy birthday. I do it anyway, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to connect him up with, see what some of the stars are celebrating their birthday today too, along with Ed. So we'll kind of do that. I usually try to do that too. Here's an interesting. This is Mindy Blizzard, a friend of mine on Facebook. She posts some very interesting news stories. This one comes out of it's hard to pronounce it. GetHolisticHealth.com. I think it's from. It says that colonoscopy is found to be far more dangerous and potentially deadly than previously thought. So I'm gonna save that story for later on. That sounds like an interesting one. I'll put that in my news column because I think that's an interesting story. Let's see let's go. Where's my news column? Okay, usually sometimes I have to go back down, scroll down so that I can see the rest of it. Here it is. News column, so I'll put that in there. That sounds like a very interesting story. Let's see, what other ones here? Let me see, go down the page a little bit. No really big news on Saturdays. You ever notice how Saturday's kind of a dead news day? Just no news at all, or just opinion-based stories, basically. But there's some are interesting. I've got to go through the page here to try to find some more stuff that might prove to be interesting. So I'm going to kind of... Real ID. Pennsylvania is going to start issuing real IDs. We're going to check that story out. That comes from WPXI Channel 11, Pittsburgh. So let's check that story out for a news story. Should be interesting. Okay. And how about we were talking about earlier, I think it was on the last 7 days we were broadcasting earlier. How about that one? China, I guess China's already got this thing going with this government control garbage, and we're going to talk about that coming up. That's pretty darn scary. And we'll have celeb birthdays. We'll have little obits. We lost a big star just recently. I think I talked about it yesterday. And a few other things that we're going to talk about. So I hope you'll stay with me this afternoon. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon for the best in internet, Spreaker talk radio at its best, folks. Got to tell you, we got some real good things going on here. And you can be part of the program by just dialing in and saying hi. We'll love to hear from you. About things that are up your crawl. We're going to go into Twitter and see what's going on there next, because it looks like this is just, we'll find stories, but not as many stories as I find when I'm off the air. It's amazing too. I'll see good stories that come up when I'm off the air, but when I'm on the air, nothing like really big comes up. So it's just one of those things, I guess. So I'm going to probably go on to Saved Under Opinion, because I think that's where that story is on that Ocho Cinco Cortez bit. So I'm going to go to that one. I think that was in this one. Yeah. And a left hate crime hoax machine coming up. And something I was checking into when I was off the air about 2 or 3 days ago, about something that about the past couple of weeks, I've been kind of like, why would anybody, encourage little kids to commit suicide? Well, there's this MOMO challenge going on, very dangerous thing going on the YouTube, and parents need to monitor their kids' actions on the computer, especially when you're talking about YouTube. The MOMO challenge has been talked about pretty much on the internet. They didn't say too much on over the airwaves, but I think that something has to be done about stopping this, because we're talking about young, little ones in danger here. Why would anybody do that? Teach kids to commit suicide. And there's been some, and this is why I always really, really play heavily that public service announcement. I got it run on a schedule because I feel that this public service announcement that I play all the time for the National Suicide Lifeline is very important. And that's why I feel it important that I play it. And so you're going to hear that quite a bit on this station, because that is one of those suicide games that I'm talking about in that PSA. There's no reason for kids to be injuring themselves or harming themselves, and something's got to be done to stop this. It's a sad, critical shame when we have this kind of situation going on. So we're going to talk about that today too, and your opinions are welcome here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And also, we'll be talking about our program schedule. As I told you before, we are now officially on full spontaneous broadcasting. That means no scheduled programs for the rest of the month and into April. It's going to all be spontaneous. You never know when we're going to be on the air until I post. Now, talking about a broadcast on this week. So, like I said before, 24 to 48 hours before airtime, actually 72 to 36 to 48, all the way down to 3 hours before airtime. And I'll announce that I'm going to be on the air. And various programs. Today's, for example, that wasn't scheduled what I did today. I did this today, ran, because it takes me more time to record the last 7 days in Bible study and all that from my voice recorder onto the computer through the, I do record them. But the thing about it is, then it takes time to put the promos and the PSAs on them, and then convert them back down from a WAV to an MP3, and then upload it to the computer. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 steps. And I like to cut my steps a little bit and you're going to see this more often in our spontaneous schedule. More church services are going to be broadcast live. More Bible studies are going to be broadcast live. In other words, run live. I record it at the Bible study on my ICR voice recorder, bring it home, and dub it to the computer, or I'll broadcast it live from my voice recorder. Okay? So that's how I do that now, because I want to be able to get these on right away. It kind of bugs me when I kind of get a week behind schedule like I just did this week. What you're hearing right now, what you heard today, were 2 Bible study in the last 7 days from last week. That was the last 2 days of February that were aired today. So next week, I'm going to upload the rest of them. That would be the ones for the first 2 weeks of first 2 days of March. I'll have those up, and then I want to be able to stay on top of those and make sure that they are, up. Now, it cost us a little bit, and I'll talk about this after the Weather on the Fives, to do a lot of these as far as where I go for them. So that's coming up. But right now, it's time for Weather on the Fives. And what I do there is Weather on the Fives. Weather across America, across the nation. Tell you what it is. Significant storm system now is expected to bring some more heavy snow and hazardous travel from the northern plains to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes over the weekend. On the warm side of things, you're going to see severe thunderstorms once again. And it's going to be possible in the eastern portions of the Central Plains, northern Gulf Coast, and also heavy rainfall. Localized flash flooding is also possible. And we'll take a look at some of those areas affected throughout the afternoon and give you weather on the 5s, the 25 and 55 past the hour with our good friends at Weather Nation. Weather on the 5s brought to you by Weather Nation. You can get Weather Nation. Just get on your, you can get it probably through your cable system, your satellite system, or Roku. If you got Roku, you can do this. Just get in there, and it's on the live channels rundown. When you go into your Roku box, just add it to your channel list. And it's an icon with a big W on it. It says Weather Nation. And you'll get your weather. So it's on Roku. So it's a fabulous way to get your weather. That's Weather Nation. Gary J. Russell with you on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world, wherever you're listening on Spreaker Land USA. And I hope you'll stay with me today for the best in Internet Talk Radio. And we'll have Ben on here in just a little bit with his, and hope that he can get on. We're going to get a hold of him within the next half hour, so to make sure that he can be on the show, and we'll talk with him about the things that are interesting, things that you might find interesting. So I hope you'll stay with me today for the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. Here on GJRB Online, I'm going to take a brief break, and I'll be right back with more of the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, after this break.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. The blues. The primary start to rock and roll music. The music in which artists express their feelings through music. This is a new blues show featuring the best of the blues, with new emerging artists getting their thrill of hearing their selections played along with the greats like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Etta James, along with a whole lot more. The doors open soon to the Blues House on GJRB. Coast to coast and way out there, fans. Listen up. If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Spreaker's answer to Coast AM, with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific. On Spreaker, on Periscope, and on D-Talk Radio Network.
Last night as I got home about 10:30, there was the woman I thought I knew in the arms of another man. I kept my cool, I ain't no fool. Let me tell you what happened then. I packed some clothes and I walked out, and I ain't going back again. So take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Say I won't be coming home, gotta start a new life. We'll take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Send a copy to my lawyer, gotta start a new life. You've been many things, but most of all, a good secretary to me. And it's times like this I feel you've always been close to me. Was I wrong to work nights to try to build a good life? All work and no play has just cost me a while. So take a letter, Maria, no, address it to my wife. Say I won't be coming home, gotta start a new life. We'll take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Send a copy to my lawyer, gotta have a new life. When a man loves a woman, it's hard to understand that she would find more pleasure in the arms of another man. I never really noticed how sweet you are to me. It just so happens I'm free tonight. Would you like to have dinner with me? We'll take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Say I won't be coming home, gotta start a new life. Oh, take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Send a copy to my lawyer, gotta have a new life. We'll take a letter, Maria.
Oh yeah, R.B. Green. Remember that song? Oh yeah, great memories here on GJRB Online. They play a lot of that too, and some of the great stuff. It's Take a Letter, Maria. Classic memories on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. Gary J. Russen on the Saturday Extra on a cold. It's got a lot more snow on the ground. I think when this all melts, it's gonna get pretty watery. We're talking like a lot of snow melt, and we're going to get flooded. It's not going to be good. But anyway, we'll get into the weather on the 5s again coming up in a few minutes, take some national temperatures, and take a look at the weather in different parts of the country, and visit our good friends at the Weather Nation. It's all coming up here on GJRB Online. Right now, though, the leftist hate hoax machine. This big news story here. Check this out. This I don't know exactly where this comes from. American Thinker, actually. Whether it's this hate crime belongs to a large category of ideologically motivated hoaxes meant to sway public opinion and impact public and legislation. And there are broadly 3 types of ideological hoaxes now. 3. Wow. First one finds journalistic hoaxes. And among those are the hoax of the Duke lacrosse players of the UVA rape case. And such cases are fabrication and sensationalism, sensationalized orders support ideological claim of rape culture on the campuses. Second, they are like academic hoaxes, which are studies based on fabricated data and cherry-picked samples designed to provide an ideological outcome. For example, there are studies that show that guys die much earlier because people do not support calling 2 men in a romantic relationship a marriage. This is what they're putting here. Okay. Now check this out. The third type is fake hate crime. I think this deals with a lot of times with the that what's his face? What's the guy's name? George Soros. The Jewish that wants so much to have a new world order. That guy. So we got the hate crime, and this is meant to prove existence of violent bigots who attack heroic victims such as the Jesse Smollett, Matthew Shepard, and Tyler Clemente. The functions of morality tales with victims, heroes, and religious martyrs who proves the existence of endemic hate and violence. At the center exists a brave innocence of who suffered for all our sins. These by dictating pity and prove victimhood and harms of homophobia, racism, and sexism. And that's what's going on in this country. Now, you take a look at that. You know, that Smollett case, that guy was who sets up himself to be attacked in Chicago? Who does that? I mean, come on. I mean, really? Isn't that kind of ridiculous to set yourself up to be attacked? And I don't know, he got into big trouble for that, from what I understand. But this guy's a nut. To think that he can just set himself up to be attacked, kind of crazy and stupid all at the same time. Really, I mean, what brains does it take for people, really, to real dumb stuff? And this is hate crime, folks. And of course, the world is getting more evil. And it means that we're getting closer and closer to Christ's return. And we have to seriously think now that it's time for us to start thinking of Christ. And this is why on my way out there show I'm doing this feature on life after death, because I think it's important for people to know that Christ is coming back, and to know that heaven is real, that even hell is real. I've said this before, and it's time to start, taking God seriously here now, because this evil just keeps on going. You just can't play around with this. This is something we have to stop. These people have to stop this craziness, and we're gonna get into this afternoon. As well as other stuff here on GJRB Online. This is the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. I hope that people will join me. We're going to find news stories. We're going to do obits, and we'll do our celebrity birthdays and our birthdays coming up. And we're going to see who's out there in GJRB land today. And we're going to continue following interesting stories and give you weather on the 5s and all that good stuff in our Saturday Extra program today here on GJRB Online. And later on, we'll invite you into the fold, if you want to call that, and just dial me up, Gary.Russen on Skype, and then of course my show on Spreaker. You can listen on the public site and get into my Twitter account. We'll visit Twitter. I'm going to have that opened up here in a few minutes, and we'll go into that and see who's out there today. And I will play some music along the way too, so that we can promote our show. I kind of opened up with that break, and I didn't play. I didn't use the song like I always do to pump the show. So we'll do that coming up. And of course, a lot of the songs coming from our GJRB playlist that I have on the Spreaker public site. Have a lot of really good stuff on there, so you're welcome to join me and listen to some music and talk on a Saturday afternoon, and do various things. It's a freestyle, slide on the ice kind of thing. What is that? Pull your pants down, slide on the ice. Who says that? That psychiatrist on MASH. Just do that one. So we'll have all that coming up as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB. We will be right back.
Standing in the rain, oh, like a good cry on a long sleepless night, waiting for a broken heart to heal. There's nothing like a good rain to wash the dust away. I lose a little yesterday with every drop that falls. So when I let the tears flow, that's my way of letting go. I know I'll make it through the pain. There's nothing like a good rain. It's been a long dry spell, like a use a thunderstorm, hoping clouds will hide all memories, waiting for a cold wind to carry me away from here. Oh, sunshine is the last thing that I need. There's nothing like a good rain to wash the dust away. I lose a little yesterday with every drop that falls. So when I let the tears flow, that's my way of letting go. I know I'll make it through the pain. There's nothing like a good rain to wash the dust away. I lose a little yesterday with every drop that falls. So when I let the tears flow, that's my way of letting go. I know I'll make it through the pain. There's nothing like a good rain. I know I'll make it through the pain. There's nothing like a good rain. Nothing like a good rain. Good rain. Nothing like a good rain.
Yeah, nothing like a good rain. And that's music from D.N. Sanders, one of the longest running songs we've had playing on GJRB Online on our regular format. The country song, Nothing Like a Good Rain. Actually, I found that one when I started the Up and Coming series. And I was branching those shows out into different genres. And why I did Up and Coming Country. And I was playing for a while on this station, and it's a real good song, and I kind of played that one quite a bit. Another one that I play, it's kind of country, and that I would play for a while too. That's good. We have on the list. But you got Gary J. Russen with you here on GJRB Online. This is the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. And I hope you're tuning in wherever you're listening across America. If you want to be part of the program and like to be in on the act, you can just drop me a line here. And we'll get your program, we'll get it on the air. I haven't really I haven't tried doing one of those. You ever see that on Facebook where you could do stories? I haven't done that yet. I haven't really worked on that, but it's just something I'm going to have to try to do. If anybody's ever done one of those stories, I don't know exactly how to do it, but let me know how that all works out, because I'm kind of curious about it. Running down to about maybe 25 seconds left of this segment, so we're going to kind of take a program break. And when I return, we'll be right back. I've got some more good stuff coming your way. And we'll do weather on the fives and see what's going on with Ben in the next hour on GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Russen. This is the GJRB Online Network, Clinton, Iowa, Midwest. We'll be right back.